Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Ben from shouldigetit.com. In this video, I'm in a 2017 Jeep Wrangler Sport Unlimited. Hopefully I got that all right. And I'm in here thanks to the guys over at automotive.com. They are a dealership here next to Los Angeles Airport, located in Inglewood. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about this Jeep. It is my first time ever in a Jeep, so keep in mind this is not a full review, this is my preview, but kind of my first thoughts if I were test driving this for myself. And I'm going to talk about how the car looks, how it drives, and what I think it would be like as a daily driver if this was my one and only car. So let's start with how it looks. That is going to be super quick, very subjective. I am a fan of the Jeep looks. I also like G-Wagons. I like boxy and kind of strange looking cars. You either love the Jeeps or you hate them. There is no chance that you are thinking, oh yeah, it looks okay in some colors and bad in others. No, you either love it or hate it, and that's completely up to you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, when it comes to how this car drives, that's where I'm a little bit surprised in a few things. One is I thought that this car would be softer. Really, I'm used to driving in sports cars where I feel all the bumps of the road and the potholes, and the roads I'm driving on here are not the best, to be honest with you. But I thought it'd be softer because you have big tires, you have, suspension for going off-road, and I thought it'd be kind of bouncy. And rather than bouncy, it's actually a little bit stiff, and not stiff in the sense that you can take this car and go drifting with it and go fast around corners, but just you feel the vibrations of the road a lot more than you would in something like, let's say, a Jeep Grand Cherokee, which I have been in, or a Audi Q3, Q5, a Volvo XC60, even a Ford Escape or Explorer. Things of that sort, you don't feel the road as much as you do in the Jeeps, and the Jeep just feels more like a rugged adventure car, which is exactly what it is. I mean, if you knock on the ceiling and you knock on the doors, there's a lot of kind of lightweight components that make it easy to take the doors off, easy to take the roof off, and it's just something I didn't expect. I thought that the car would be a softer, more comfortable, just whatever, everyday kind of ride. Important things for anyone in the backseat to know. Yes, headroom is pretty good. Legroom is definitely more than decent. You have some storage space here. You have almost no armrest, and it's pretty hard back here on this tiny door. You do have cargo nets to hold your things, and you also have cup holders right down here below the window switches. And now back to Ben the driver. Whereas if you are on a long road trip and your passenger is sleeping, you might hit a pothole and they might wake up from the bumps. Just keep that in mind because you'll have to deal with it on a daily basis. That's just the honest truth. What is cool about the car is that since you can't take off the roof, and it looks like it's pretty easy, you can just do it with a tool set that's included with the car, and you can take off the doors. The speakers are actually up here, hopefully you can see them, and also the lights. And then you also have cargo nets in the car so that if you are off-roading, your phone and your wallet and whatever stuff you have is held. The cup holders are pretty deep, which is good, so that means all your stuff is going to be held down there, no problems. And the car is definitely a great adventure vehicle, so for driving it on road trips and driving it to the mountains, whether you're going camping or you're going skiing, I think it would be a fantastic car for that. Let's take a quick break and talk about the trunk space. As you can see, I'm chilling in the trunk right now, and I have enough space to relax. If I had a TV here, it'd be pretty nice. It is a pretty hefty trunk. You got a lot of room. You also have these roll bars here, so if you take the top off, you're still topless and safe. Protection's always important. What's nice is you do have a lot of room, and because it's boxy, you have a lot of room on the sides compared to some other SUVs. You don't have to worry about the windows because they're out here, but these rollover bars will take a little bit of your space, so keep that in mind. You do have definitely enough room to go with, I'd say, 4 people if you're going to go snowboarding, to fit your snowboarding boots, all your snow gear, your regular clothes, and probably a cooler here if you're going to go up to Tahoe or Mammoth or Big Bear or something like that. Put some snowboards and skis on the roof and have yourself a merry old time. The fifth wheel is not bad at all in terms of rearward visibility and blocking your view, but if we take a look right up here, there is this box which has the brake light and also the rear windshield wiper, and this obstructs the view just a bit. So if I pull it down, you can see that that box is pretty big, and the other part is the fifth wheel and the windshield not very friendly together. So let me show you that. If you forget to close the glass part of the trunk before you close the bottom, well, you have to open it all the way, and then you have to bring this down. And the only concern I would have is, one, that bounces, and two, you have to make sure that you open the trunk wide enough so that when you bring the glass up, it doesn't get stuck right there. Wait for it, and now you're good. Because I would be scared of smashing this glass into the tire on the back. So you can't just open the glass hatch and get stuff out really quickly, which would be nice and ideal. So that's what I think about the car's driving, and also just a couple things I noticed about the actual car feel and the build. And the last thing I want to talk about is what I think it would be like as a daily driver. So I think this car would be totally fine as a daily. It has everything that you need in terms of creature comforts. It is a little bit bouncier than expected. And the other thing is the steering is a little bit heavy, and also the throttle, you can feel the weight of the car and the four-wheel drive system. And so a lot of cars, you can just take one hand and you can turn the wheel pretty easily. This takes a little bit of work. So it is an adventure mobile through and through. When you get into it, you will feel that you're in a Jeep. And what I mean by that is that if you had this Jeep and you had another SUV, you know, like a Ford Escape, Explorer, you had a Hyundai, whatever other car you had, or a Lexus RX, which is what I've driven a lot and I can compare it to, you would feel the difference if you were blindfolded just in the steering. You would know, okay, now I'm in the Jeep versus now I'm in the Lexus or whatever other SUV you are in, just in terms of the feel. When you're in the Jeep, you can feel that you're there. And one last little note, there are volume controls on the back of the steering wheel, which is really convenient. So you can change the volume and also the radio stations at any time with your hands on the wheels. So that is my quick little preview, not a full review, of the Jeep Wrangler. This is the Sport Unlimited. And if you're looking for a used Jeep anywhere in the country, but especially in California, check out laxautomotive.com. That is the dealership where I'm at right now. They were nice enough to lend me this car for a little bit so I can make this video for you. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below or give them a call, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.